Hi, my name is Hans Hansson, and welcome to another edition of Fix It SF. Today we're in front of 750 Eddy Street, the former Alumni College Civic Center campus. This building has been vacant for over 20 years now. It's about 20,000 square feet with a parking lot. And what has occurred is this building was closed because it needed a seismic renovation, and it's been sitting like this back, as I said, over 20 years now. Back in 2020, there was a voter-sponsored bond that was passed to have this building seismically upgraded and reintroduced into the City College inventory, and nothing has happened. This is an example of where a great asset is just sitting here vacant. This could be a housing project. This could be a homeless shelter. This could be a treatment center, and yet nothing is happening. About a week or so ago, Supervisor Sauter was where I am today, standing here, pointing out exactly the same thing. Why do we have a building that's vacant when the city has got $1 billion in deficit, when the City College is in trouble financially as well, and yet we've got an asset like this underutilized? We need to get this project up and running. This needs to be put into use as an affordable housing site, as a treatment center, as something other than what it's doing, which is doing nothing. The City College District system was one of the premier systems in the United States. It was considered the premier community college district. And yet, back in the early 80s, they shifted from having a one-campus environment to having multiple campuses to serve various communities throughout the city. When that happened, they built new structures that are currently occupied at less than 30% in some cases to 60% vacant. We need to change that model and look at these various buildings throughout the city. You have a Chinatown campus, you have a Southeast campus, you have this campus, you have other campuses, and what the problem is, they're all not being utilized. So what we need to do is look at these assets and say, okay, how can we turn around and have these assets reintroduced to other uses? The problem is they fall under the control of the City College District, and they're broke, the city's broke, and nothing's happening. So I urge Mayor Lurie to take a lead on looking at these buildings and saying, you know what, we can turn around and find a better use for this and operate these buildings efficiently today by reintroducing them. This building would not take much to get back up and running again. Frankly, for a school, it needs to be seismically upgraded, but for other uses, it doesn't. There's no reason why this can't be introduced to services now, even while we're waiting for a seismic upgrade to occur, so that this can be used for programs to assist homelessness, affordable housing, some other use than just sitting there vacant for 20 years for no reason. If you have and believe in what I'm saying, what do? Write the mayor, write the Board of Supervisors, support Supervisor Sauter. Get an understanding of why do we have assets like this sitting here when we've got budget deficits both at City College and at the overall city, when we've got an asset like this can be reused. Contact them, make your voice heard, get the word out, and something like this can get reintroduced back to the city to support it. Thank you so much. Hope this was interesting to you folks, and we look forward to next month's episode.